very first episode of Rebels, Rogues, and Sworn Brothers. That's right, it is an Arson Brothers Game of Thrones show, something that's been coming here to the Arson Brothers Network for quite a while. Been a little delayed getting going, but we are rocking now. It is myself, A.B. Matt Klein, joined by my brother, A.B. Scott Holly.
Yes, this is actually my premiere on the Arson Brothers Network.
Absolutely is.
And I have a long history with Game of Thrones, so ready to get started.
Absolutely. Scott been a Game of Thrones fan far longer than myself. He begged me for years to read, watch, get into it, and I finally did and absorb that knowledge, and thankfully I did. But nonetheless, what we're going to be doing with this show is, for now, while the show is actually on television, breaking down episodes and previewing the next one, so on and so forth. We are a little later than we wanted to be getting into this season, but we're not going to look backward. So our thoughts on the past 4 episodes will be kind of tied into our talk here, mainly focusing on the 5th one. And you know, it kind of it all comes back to that anyway. You can't really go backwards. So
yeah.
With that, we're going to get things started here and dive into this episode. Scott, let's talk in generalities, I guess, first. Overall, I know there was debate. A lot of people love this episode. Also, we're trying out new microphone systems, so if you hear some errors, forgive us for that. It's a work in progress. But anyway, there was people that loved it, people that I don't know, hated it, but people that didn't like it as much, thought it was slow, yada yada. What's your thoughts overall, generality of the show?
Well, first off, I love the show, but to follow up the real premiere of the Dragons in Westeros, it had to be quiet. I really have no complaints. You know, I have no complaints.
Yeah, for me, I thought this past episode was excellent. It was a little slower, but excuse me, there were so many plot building things that happened that's going to be going forward, even small things that you had to kind of catch on your own to a degree going forward, which we'll get into. But let's start with what about the burning of the Tallies? We saw Daenerys get the leftovers of the battle gathered up there and say, hey, bend the knee and serve me. I won't kill you. Don't, and I will kill you. And first off, Lord Tully stood forward, said he will not bend the knee. Tyrion tried his darndest to get him out of it, even to offer to go to the wall as part of the Night's Watch, which I thought was pretty huge and says something on Tyrion. I mean, I think Tyrion's going through kind of a hard time with all this because he knows these people, his family's army. Granted, there's problems there, but you see that. But anyway, and we saw Daenerys step back down, and we saw Dickon. But Dickon threw in the stubborn old hardhead. He wouldn't give up either.
Yeah.
And
like father, like son.
And speaking of not falling far from the tree, Daenerys burned them alive with the dragon there. So, reminiscent of the Mad King, but I don't know if I necessarily think that. But what's your thoughts on this scene? Controversial scene?
I think it was a necessary show of force, and that show of will, that she's willing to go that far, but she doesn't want to. I think it's restrained in what I think it's something that needed to be said. So I'm actually all in favor of burning them alive by dragonfire.
You know, I mean, I'm kind of with you on this. I understand that it's, you know, you don't want to get yourself connected with, and you're already going to be, especially coming in as Dolly said there, a foreign invader, and Cersei and the Lancers and all them look at it so much as that, and arguably it is. I mean, I know there's many of folks that feel that Dany is a foreign invader coming in and is all in the wrong here, and that's, you know, that's debatable on how you feel, but nonetheless, I'm like you. I think it was really just a show of power. I don't think it was a descent into madness or anything of that nature. I think it was a show to say, "Hey, I'm serious here," and even at that, I feel like Daenerys, honestly, like I've not saw all this in life. I feel like she showed some compassion. Like she heard Tyrion out. She never opposed any of that. Lord Tully himself wouldn't take. He said, "She's not my queen. She can't send me to the wall." He was being stubborn, and again, I understand his point of view.
Well, I think she knew the type of man that he was, and I think if anything, the armistice would prove that any captures in any foreign or war that happens should go to the wall, should have the option to go to the wall. I think that would be the best way to arm the wall and man the wall.
Yeah, I like that. I agree. And we'll talk now a little on the repercussions of that scene and how Dolly is. Well, and I didn't even really think about this, Scott Ollie. You brought this to my point. Samuel swore off his house name when he joined
the Night's
Watch. Technically, and a lot of things have happened, and especially with, I think, Jon Snow. I think we're going to cut down to one mic and share here and be better off. But I think a lot of things have happened that may not necessarily be as it was before. But yes, he's 100% right. Technically, he swore off. So some random cousin may be left of the house, but that would be it. But Samuel has the bastard child, but it's not really a bastard child. It's really a wildling child completely, but is claimed to be his. So does that child have a claim to the house? It's an odd little.
I think so. Because of the warm welcome that Sam's mother gave Gilly and
the
child.
mother was and she's still alive.
Yes,
that's not much. And Samuel, we'll jump to that and to the big reveal from that. But Samuel did not learn that happened. He still doesn't know because he got out of Dodge. He said, "The Citadel, these old fools ain't listening to nothing, and I'm getting out of here."
Academics who've seen everything and take the
And I get it. He said he wanted to stop reading about greater men doing greater things, something of that. I mean, I get that. But Samuel knows some crap's about to go down.
Well, he's first off a man of the Night's Watch. His information is needed to serve the Night's Watch. Yeah,
absolutely. But so they got the Raven from Winterfell from Bran saying, "Hey, I'm the three-eyed Raven," which granted it does sound pretty crazy, but you feel like these maesters who sit on literally the history of the beginning of this time, this land.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes a nice story that they don't understand it. But anyway, so you saw that. But Samuel knows if that's the case, Bran's alive, and as he said, Bran cripple made it outside the wall for years now. That he knows that's big because he saw it. But anyway, so Samuel cuts back. We're seeing them in their little cabin there, and she's reading. What's her name? Gilly.
Yeah.
Reading from one of the books, and the big reveal that Samuel didn't even catch, which a lot of you viewers may not have caught. I think most people have by now, but officially confirmed right there in that scene, Jon Snow is not a bastard of any kind.
Not at all.
And he is definitely a Targaryen. We learned that. We know that much. But now confirmed that Rhaegar had his marriage annulled and at a secret wedding to Lyanna Stark. And that is Jon Snow's mother and father, Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. Confirmed that he is not a bastard, and that makes him the rightful heir to the Seven Kingdoms. And I mean, others I guess have a claim, of course, but that puts him over top of Daenerys because of his male lineage.
Yep.
And that.
But it is a different time in Westeros, and we do have several queens vying for.
Yeah, there's a lot of play. I think Jon at this moment in time has no desire to anything about the Seven Kingdoms whatsoever. But things can change, obviously, and of course, Targaryens do like to get together.
Yep.
And I think we're seeing that building in the show, or at least teasing to, Daenerys and Jon getting together. I think that's what everyone's wanted since the beginning. I mean, really. So, and even if that happens, it does make sense along the lines. We know Targaryens, they like their incest. That's why you get a crazy one every 2 or 3 generations there. But yeah, anyway, from there we got Zavos. Big Onion Man sneaking Tyrion into King's Landing, who had a meeting with his brother Jaime. A pretty monumental deal here. Jaime got tricked into going down there.
Yeah, but
Bronn said he was going to train, which I thought was a pretty entertaining, funny scene until that point. I really like Bronn. I think he's a great character. Show character is phenomenal. It's going to be very upsetting when his inevitable death comes, because he's going to die. I think. I don't think he makes it to the end.
I don't know. I think if anyone's going to survive, I'm betting on Bronn and Davos.
Well, yeah.
I think if anyone's going to survive the entire thing,
and I think that's going to be if they don't. Davos. Both of those are going to be 2 tough scenes, no matter what side who you support for the throne, but just because they're good characters and they've connected real well. And I think that's going to be 2 tough death scenes. I think all the death scenes pretty much going forward are going to be tough death scenes, because you're down to just people you love at this point.
Yep.
Which is, I guess, the beauty of it.
Yeah. And tragedy.
But nonetheless, the meeting, Jaime,
which it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. So.
Oh yeah. Jaime says, "Okay, let's get some proof," and we saw from there Davos went and got the return of Gendry.
Oh, and the Warhammer.
Robert Baratheon style Warhammer introduced. How cool was that? We saw Brain absolutely go full Negan on those 2 gold cloaks there by the shore, and that was pretty epic, but pretty big deal. But Gendry being back, he technically, in a roundabout way, has a sort of claim to the throne. I mean, not really, but you could, if you get supporters.
Oh yeah, anything's possible.
And I said this: I think Davos is full in on Jon Snow. I'm not saying I don't think there's a conspiracy there. But if something happens to Jon, which again I don't necessarily think that's the case, but if Davos is going to support a Baratheon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think that's really where his heart is, really. But I thought the scene where Gendry introduced himself to Jon and just went full on. He's like, "I'm Robert Baratheon's bastard son," and they had the little "you're short, you're something else." I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was cool. And a little nod that, hey, our fathers, although now we know Ned is certainly not Jon's father, but nonetheless, he was raised as his father, so, I mean, that goes for something. He's heard all the stories of Ned and Big Rob Baratheon fighting together, and I like Gendry's like, all I know is they fought and they won, and I thought that was, I like that. As Gendry would know those stories, but he would know that they done some crap. And then that led to what's I've heard being dubbed as the Magnificent Seven, as we saw Jon and Davos and that crew. Jorah joined them, heading north to go capture a White Walker, which seems like a very foolish plan, realistically. I understand, but
desperate times call for desperate measures.
This is true. And when they got there, much to their surprise, who had Tormund that captured and put down in there the Brotherhood with the Hound. So how convenient is it that these 7 very important characters are together to head past the wall? First time we have seen anyone go past the wall since winter has actually got here.
Yes. So
what they think they know, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
No, that is very true. And one other thing I want to bring up is that we're going to be seeing a lot of characters we should have seen before, with the dead being reanimated.
Yeah, Scott brought this up to me earlier today and thought that was a very interesting point, and it's quite possible, and I think logical. You will see, especially from fallen Knights Guardsmen and things. some faces because wildlings as well. They will be reanimated. You may see who knows.
Anybody.
I mean, so that's very interesting. And I also think that the 7 may become 8 at some point because I do think we'll see Benjen this next coming episode, and I guess that leads us. We're into our preview now, but that's about where we are. But I feel like we'll see Benjen. I feel like it makes sense that we see him. Maybe he saves the day, saves John, because I feel like some stuff's going down this episode.
Yeah,
somebody's going to die.
Well,
maybe multiple people,
possibly. But
do you think of the group of the 7, who do you think is the most likely to die?
I don't think anybody's going to die.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go. Nobody's going to die. Of that 7, I don't think anybody's going to die.
I think we may see a couple deaths, but I think one is going to be Derek, whatever, and I think he's going to be brought back again. And I think John's going to get to witness that, and that's going to, because I feel like all these people that are reincarnated, several of them are together now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's something more to that, and I feel like we may see that. I don't know. It's a prediction. But on the other side, I guess Cersei is supposedly pregnant. She said she was. There is argument that it was a lie to reel Jaime in some more. I don't know if I think it's a lie or not, to be honest.
No, I think she's pregnant.
You think she's
pregnant? Yes, I think she is.
I did at first, and now I'm 50-50 on it. I don't know, because I do think she's doing things to keep Jaime in, and we saw she did ask Jaime to punish or what have you with Bronn, which I don't think Jaime's going to do anything to Bronn, though, man. They're tight. But Jaime's crazy about Cersei.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm really excited about this next episode. We'll be back to break it down yet again, get a format rolling. We're going to keep this thing going, even post-show, because there's plenty to dive into in this wonderful universe. But with that, on behalf of A.B. Scott Hawley, I'm A.B. Matt Klein. Thank you so very much for watching this first episode of Rebels, Rogues, and Sworn Brothers, and Arson Brothers Game of Thrones show. And we ask that please subscribe to us here, the Arson Brothers Network, on YouTube. We are hoping to roll videos out a lot more frequently than we have been. That's on us, but nonetheless, please subscribe. Click that little bell to give you notifications of when we release things. You can look us up on pretty much all forms of social media. Arson Brothers on Facebook, Arson Brothers on Snapchat, Instagram, at Arson Brothers on Twitter. So easy to find and follow and get a hold of. Please drop a comment, give us your thoughts, and stay tuned right here in the Arson Brothers Network.